Hello, everyone. This is yours truly, Jimmy Williams again. You know me from Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and we're going to be soon. We're launching soon on LinkedIn. I am a master mentor, coach, real estate investor, real estate coach, personal development coach. We have our own funding company. We do financing. We do a plethora of things, pardon me, that we all work on and my whole conglomerate. And the most important thing that I want to bring to you today is the fact that we have some other options for you and for everyone that's watching if you want to buy property in different regions, specifically Africa. So I have a very special guest with me today, and I want you guys to get in tune. Take some time, get yourself a pen and a piece of paper today. Stop whatever you're doing today. Take some notes. Students, my clients, all of you who know me on Facebook and all over, take notes, because a lot of times, when you hear it the first time, it doesn't really become, it's not that effective the first time. Sometimes you have to hear something like this 3 or 4 times. I guarantee you, when you hear what you're going to hear today, you're going to want to write it down so you can go back and look at it. Of course, I'm going to have the recording out there so you guys can replay it, but write down some notes and take action, okay? His name is Ty Nichols. I'm going to give his introduction in a moment, but Ty, I just want to introduce you to my Facebook audience, my Instagram audience, YouTube, and Twitter. Can you hear and see me well? Just say hello. Yes, I can. Okay, just hello. Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir. All right, so let's get right into this. So, guys, I met this gentleman about a month and a half ago. I think it was right before the pandemic started getting people started really, people start really getting afraid and things start shutting down and the economy went haywire. Me and him had a discussion about Africa, and I met him. And I always tell you guys, you need to always be looking for opportunity. And I met him on, on a platform, on a website called blacknews.com, because I'm always looking for connections. And I got this man on the phone, and he's one of the most humble men I've ever met. Powerful, but he has vision, and he has the entrepreneur spirit. And this is our 5th episode, by the way, it's called Revitalizing the Entrepreneur Spirit. So some of you out there, your vision right now, it may be dormant, You may be in the in-between place. You could be in obscure poverty, but the Most High is giving you a great vision, and you're in the in-between place. You're like stuck in the middle. You're like, what do I do? I have no money. I have nothing, but I have the vision. And sometimes you have to hold on to what you know is in your heart. And that's the purpose of the show, to bring that side out of you, to let you know, don't give up on what the Most High put in you. It will come to pass, and you will be able to fulfill it. But there's work involved. You got to keep pushing. All right. And this gentleman, from what I've known about him in this short period of time, he grinds. It's hard to get him on the phone. I mean, me and him played phone tag the other day. I'm talking for hours. And I'm like, gosh, well, that means he's busy. Guys, if you're not busy, the Bible says a man who sleeps a lot, who folds his hands, according to Proverbs, he's going to end up in poverty. So you have to stay active. But let's talk about this guy, Ty Nichols. Okay, I have a short bio here, and I'm going to read it in just a second. But as you can see on the screen, he's an international real estate investor, realtor, as the entrepreneur spirit. He is one of the founding partners with my company. He has his own company as well. I'm going to read his bio. But I'm working on an African project, and he's a founding partner with that. So we're going to be working together. And, I want to make sure that you guys understand that, whenever we get this over with, and this pandemic is over, we're putting together a website right now where, you'll be able to contact him. You can contact me and my team, and we're going to help you guys understand what that's all about, and how to buy property in Africa is what this is really all about. And he's the guy that I met. He's the connection that I made. It's all about the connections, guys. All right. 2 topics of discussion is going to be investment opportunities that's available in Africa for investors worldwide. So no matter what country you're in, according to what he's telling me, is that correct? Can they invest anywhere in the whole world? They could be in, South America. Can they invest in African property? They can.
Pretty much, they can invest anywhere, but I specialize in Africa. That's correct.
Okay. So what I'm saying is they can be living in another region. They could be, and somewhere in Europe and still say, I want to buy a property in Africa.
Most definitely. Most of my clients live outside of Africa.
Oh, okay, awesome. So that was my point. And secondly, I'm going to discuss, and I'm going to talk more about this because I feel this is not going to be one of your normal sessions with me, guys. I'm going to get a little controversial. I'm going to be talking about the return of the diaspora, which is, all the tribe of Judah, and that's another whole story, that was scattered in the transatlantic slave trade and in the Muslim slave trade. So we're all scattered all over the world. But particularly, I'm going to focus on the United States, the so-called African American, which people would call me and my wife and people. But we are actually the tribe of Judah. But there's a big migration of us going back to certain parts of Africa. Okay, in 2019, it was something called the Year of Return. You can go Google this up. You'll see certain nations like Ghana and Nigeria, and some of them were saying, it's been 400 years that we've been scattered, and they're giving us the right to return, to come back. And a lot of people were like, well, I'm scared of Africa. Well, I'm here to tell you today, they're coming out. Some of the African people are coming out saying, you know what? Those Hebrews that are in America, they're not just black people. They're the chosen people, and they can come back now. And they're admitting this publicly. So we're not talking about that totally, but that's very, very important, because a lot of us here have had here's where I'm going with this. Because of the media, they've given us a bad image of what Africa, all of Africa, looks like. You can easily take the bad parts of a country and just put it out there and say, this is what this continent is all about. I'll give you a good example. Let's say, we captured. Let's say I was in Africa and we went around the world. We had captured a group of people, brought them to our land. They served in that land and for so long, but we didn't want them to go back to the other country. So what we would do is we would. Because we control the media, we would go out, we would make bad images. We would just show all the poor sides and, the bugs in the face. And, those commercials. I know y'all know about those commercials where you see, oh, help the poor and all that. Listen, I would never show you the meat of the land. I would never show you the best parts of the land. So if we did that to, let's say Africa did that to America, that would be pretty grimy, because, there's bad areas here in America too. There's a lot of poverty here. There's a lot in Africa. But I'm here to tell you there's more good than you could ever imagine. And every city that you see that I put here is a real city in Africa. I did the Googling, I did the research. I trust me, all these nations here, all these different cities and different nations in Africa are legitimate, and they're most of them are thriving cities. And the property that we're going to, yes. And most of them,
I don't mean to cut in,
yes,
but
yes,
I've also been. I said I didn't mean to cut in, but I've been to those cities, so they definitely exist.
Really? Okay.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to let people know they do exist.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. So you're telling me, so everything, a lot of the stuff that we're seeing in America on the news and other places, a lot of it is a fraud. Would you say that? Like, they're not telling the whole story. Is that right?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say it's not a fraud. They do have places that's poor, like you said. Just like here in the States, we got places that's poor.
Right.
But the only problem is all the pictures they show is poor people.
Right.
They don't show you the people that's middle class and upper class and rich people. They never show you those pictures. And they never show you the high-rise condos, the nice homes, the mansions. They don't show none of that stuff. And like I said, I've been there personally to several countries, and I can let you know that all of that stuff exists, but they never show it. They never show you the subways. They never show you transit buses. Just like here when people go to work, the people that don't have cars, they ride the transit bus.
Right.
It's the same thing in Africa. They have transit buses, but how many people know that? They have, trains. I mean, all of that stuff that you see here, they have over there, but they just never show it here.
And let me tell you why. And because I can deal with this, because again, I'm not proclaiming to be Malcolm or Martin Luther King, but I do deal with these issues. The reason they do that, I'm going to use a word that a lot of people know and they understand it. And to all my white brothers and sisters, if you're watching this, we have a business relationship and a relationship in ministry. I love you, so you understand this word. And also to the black people, the Hebrews that know what I'm talking about, because we've been living under it for 400 years. There's a word called white supremacy. Now, I don't like using that word because literally there's nothing supreme about a white person. There's nothing supreme about a black person. The only person who's supreme is the Most High. So what I'm saying is, under the system of white supremacy and racism, how it's established, the ideology behind it is to always show you something negative about where you came from. So if they captured us and brought us here to build a land, they never talk about that land. They never go back past the 1500s, with us being slaves. They always talk about we were hanging on trees, not telling us we were royalty, that we were a royal tribe of Judah that came out of Israel into the sub-Saharan area, the Western Africa, and we were regal people. You know what I mean? They never show those things because they don't want us to get the idea. You know what? Maybe we can go back and we're going to have fun there. There's with the word white supremacy. It's a tough word because a lot of times you hear, and I've heard this myself, my wife and I have heard people say out loud, go back to Africa. But the funny thing is, deep down inside, a lot of them don't want that because certain jobs, you know, I'm going to talk about this COVID-19 thing in a moment, but a lot of people here are getting the COVID-19. Most of those people are people of color because they do the harder jobs where they, you know, they're touching things. You know what I mean?
Essential workers, yes.
Absolutely. So when they say go back to Africa, they really don't mean that. But after today, you know what I mean? But after today, you're going to find out how what this guy is going to be talking about, how you can easily get a house for a fraction and own it for the price you would pay for an American house, whether you're living in the South or the North or wherever you're living. And guys, I've never seen anything like it. So buckle up and get ready, okay? I don't want to stay too long because we could be far on it. Because this man's a businessman. He gets calls all the time. I don't want to hold him. But let's read a little bit of his bio, and we're going to get right into this, okay? Again, his name is Ty Nichols, real estate agent, real estate inspector, and real estate appraiser. Okay, so he's been in this thing a while. He is a CEO and owner and founder of African Investment Guide based in Tampa, Florida. I have a few realtors and some friends in Tampa, Florida that I want to connect you with as well. I've been thinking about it. The quality of service given by Ty has brought about recognition to the company. Okay, and I said that wrong. I meant to say the high quality of service given by Ty has brought recognition to the company, which has been in existence and providing customer satisfaction for over the last 10 years. So he's not a novice at this. He knows what he's doing. Part two of that. Ty's particular areas of proficiency includes, but are not limited to, financial restructuring, sales contract management, and investment planning. His extensive knowledge in the real estate business consistently more than meets the client's expectations and makes him a valuable and integral part of the company. He graduated from the professional, I said that wrong. He graduated from the Professional Tampa School of Real Estate. I said it right, actually. I was going to say you are a professional from the School of Real Estate. So he graduated from, did I say that right? The yes, professional, okay, gotcha. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. I want to make sure I say things correctly. So he graduated from the Professional Tampa School of Real Estate. All right, so he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. And what I want you to do, sir, let's just go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself. Go into some, start where you want to start. Again, these people are my audience. Again, a lot of them, they want to talk to a real person. Even though I have on a suit, I'm very approachable. You know what I mean? They just want to make sure they're dealing with a real person and tell your story leading up to where you are right now. And then we'll get into how we're going to be able to help them get property in Africa.
Okay. Once again, my name is Ty Nichols. I'm the owner of Africa Investment Guide here in Tampa, Florida, and I'm a real estate agent. I was a home inspector. I used to inspect homes for USAA homeowners insurance, and I'm also a real estate appraiser. Now, I got into this business totally by accident. What happened was I went to Africa on vacation. I went to Ghana and Togo. This was about 12 years ago. So I went to Ghana and I went to Togo strictly for fun, right? I didn't have nothing else in mind.
Okay.
But when I got there, the first thing I noticed was how relaxed it was, how calm it was, how friendly the people were. And, I just fell in love with the place. So I said, well, I think I'm just going to buy a piece of land, and who knows, when I retire, I can move here, or at least if nothing else, I can go back and forth between the States and Africa. So I bought a piece of land in Togo, and I would say like 2 years after I bought the land. By the way, this land was close to the beach. It was within walking distance to the beach. And I only paid $500. Now, where in the States can you buy a piece of land for $500?
$500? Say that again, because listen, beachfront property here in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, because I used to live down there, it's astronomical. Did you say $500 and you actually own it?
$500
okay.
to own it.
Okay.
And also too, they don't. On top of that, they don't pay property taxes either over there. Well, I should say most countries, they don't pay property tax.
Okay.
So once you buy it, you own it.
Wow.
But anyway, I purchased this piece of land, and then about 2 years later, a hotel was built right beside the piece of land I had bought. So automatically, my land was already going up to begin with, but now it's really going up because the hotel is beside it. And then other people started buying houses around it. So what used to be like out in the country is now part of the city, because the city is like growing so fast. And at the same time, our property is just going up. So I paid $500 for it, like I said, but now it's worth well over $50,000.
Really?
So
Wow.
Excuse me?
No, I was like, really? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. So that's when I decided, I said, well, shoot, I need to turn this into a business. I mean, because, you know, you can just purchase land so easily and just flip it. You know, basically what they say, you can flip it, or if you want, you can buy the land and build a home on it. I mean, it's totally up to you. Everything is like wide open. So that's how I decided to get into this business.
I bet people out there going, is this guy telling the truth? Is this real? Yes, it's real.
To tell you the truth, a lot of people say, oh, it's a scam, it's a scam. The reason why it's a scam is because people in this country are just so used to being ripped off and overpaying for everything. But no, it's not like that. Yeah, it's not like that all over the world. It's only when certain people purchase the land, that's when all of a sudden everything just goes through the roof. But no, it's really, everything is really within your budget.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this, because I know people are probably asking, and I ask you this too.
Sure.
West Africa and North Africa, South Africa, all of that, because they're different countries. Can they purchase in any one of those areas? And if if somebody came to us and said, hey, I want something in Kenya, could we find something for them?
Yes. Well, mostly I would say sub-Saharan Africa, because I really don't go too much up north. Okay. But the 6 main countries I deal with are Ghana, Togo, Gambia, Kenya, Tanzania, and Rwanda. Yes.
Okay, good. And so, all right, so I like what you said, because, you know, there's certain areas where, you know, I definitely, because we got to talk about the tension here in this country. With all the drama that's going on, there's a lot of tension. I don't want to move to another place, another area, and still have all the tension. You said something very important. You felt peaceful there.
Yes.
How do they treat you there?
As soon as you get off the plane, you're going to feel, well, for me anyway, as soon as I got off the plane, I just felt peace and calm. I'm like, wow, this is weird. You know, it's like, I felt like I was at home, and I had never been there before. This was like my first time there, and I feel like I'm at home. And it was just like, I can't, you can't explain it. You have to actually go there to just feel the peace. And the people there are just friendly. You know, everybody looks out for each other. They really bring that. What's that saying they always say? It takes a village to raise a child. Or something like that.
Yeah, no,
anyway,
you're right.
The people actually look out for each other. You know, it's nothing like what we do over here. That's interesting.
I mean, and you know, and that's again, that's one of the reasons my wife and I got into this business, because we always want to help people. Okay. Yes. We know some people are not, you know, they're not built to be entrepreneurs. Everybody's not built for that. But there are ways for them to build their credit up, make money with their job, save their money, invest it, even if they have a job, but they have to be able to invest wisely and to be able to, and I tell them the end goal is to own property, stop renting and own things so you don't have debt. And you know what I mean? Even without being a millionaire, you're telling me you don't have to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? You can save some money, go buy some land, and that land is going to build value, and you're not paying property tax. That's a very, very powerful statement, because in this country, they're making a ton of money on. I was working with somebody the other day from Baltimore, Maryland. They bought a piece of property for $100,000 about 10 years ago. The property depreciated because of the taxes. Something happened with the area, and they kept the property taxes. That property is worth $47,000. So she's upside down over 50 grand. You know what I mean? And she's working 2 or 3 jobs, and she'll never be able to catch up with that property unless something happens to the market and it turns dramatically.
Once it goes upside down, it's pretty much a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. The chance of her getting out of there is very slim. You know.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Well, thanks for letting everybody know that, because I have some young. Again, when you're mentoring people, sometimes they want to hear it from more than just the mentor. Believe it or not, it's almost as if you raised with your mom. You see your mom every day. She tells you, don't do this, don't do that. But it's not until the next door mom or somebody on the outside, something happens out there in the street, and they say, well, I told that person, they'll listen. They'll take that person's word over your mom who said the same thing, right? And it's the same thing in this situation. So thanks for telling that. So let's get right into this, okay? We did talk about certain areas. I'm going to go to the next page here. And I've been doing some more due diligence. I've been looking around some other places, some other people that do what you do, but they don't do it the way you do it. But some of the areas that I saw, and you mentioned some of these areas too. Tanzania, you didn't say Ivory Coast, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Nairobi, Kenya.
I did Kenya.
Yeah.
I did Kenya.
You did? Okay, pardon me. Yeah, you said Kenya.
Yes.
Tunisia, that's it, right? Tunisia, Botswana,
Tunisia and Botswana.
Botswana, okay, and South Africa. Several places in South Africa. But mostly what you said earlier, and guys, rewind that. That's what we have available now. I'm looking at some other things, but primarily Ty Nichols is the main guy that we want to work with right now. I just wanted to show you that you don't have to be in one area. Now you did mention something about that area, Gambia. That's on West Africa, and that's more on the beach. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and that's more like is that more like a Fort Lauderdale or something like that? It's more like a beach city area, or is it just a beach?
No, the Gambia is a country.
Gambia is a country, right? Okay.
Yeah, but they do have beach areas where you can buy homes on the beach. But I bought my land in Togo, the country of Togo, which is right beside Ghana.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to clarify that because when you did say it to me the first time, when you said Gambia, I knew it was a country, but I'm thinking, what part of the area? So you can buy in the city or you can buy by the beach.
Yeah, anywhere in the whole country of the Gambia, you can purchase land. And the land also in the Gambia is not expensive, at least not right now. So, of course, the sooner you purchase, the better because prices are going to go up. Okay.
So and anybody who's in real estate understands that. You guys know, all my students, you buy now, ask questions later, especially with what's going on now. Buy everything now and wait and see the property value go up. You mess around, you wait, that same piece of property is going to be worth thousands of dollars, and then you'd be like, oh man, that's not my budget. You should have bought when it was $500. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to talk about really, really quick here. Diaspora, I want to talk about that later, but I want to talk about what I'm missing in here. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, so I want to talk about the investing side of it, what's available to them. Me and you have this conversation, and I want to go over it with them. These are the different things that they could do in Africa, the investment opportunities. So first, I want to talk about the new construction homes starting at $50,000. Now, when you told me this, and this is, guys, again, you're going to go through my company when we all put this together to work with me and Mr. Nichols here. But when he told me you can buy a property, a pre-construction home for $50,000.
3 bedroom, 2 bath.
Okay.
Tile floors, granite countertops, and also it's in a gated community.
Wow. Where are you going to find that here in the U.S.? Where? Gated community, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Yeah. So now pre-construction or when they buy it, are there some already up for them, or is it going to be pre-construction?
Yes.
Okay.
No, this other house is there. It's not just going to be one house. It's a subdivision.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but I guess I didn't ask the question right. When they make the $50,000 investment, do they have to wait to have their home built, or can they buy one that's already built, that's new, already there? That's my question.
Exactly.
They can. Okay.
Yes.
So I was under the impression that everything's pre-construction and that kind of thing. So what he's saying is, you could get a brand new home that nobody's ever lived in, and you just pay $50,000 for it, right? Now, before I go to the next one, you were telling me that with these properties, you can't really finance them. Is that right? Are these all cash deals?
That's the only downside, is the majority. I mean, they have some builders, of course, that will let you finance. But I would say well over 80%, they want their cash up front, because that's how people live in Africa. Everybody pays cash for stuff. They don't get loans and just pay 30 years or 20 years. They pay everything cash. Or if they can't afford to pay cash, what they'll do is they'll do a little bit each month. They'll do, like, for instance, the foundation one month, and then another month, they'll do the walls and like that. It's pay as you go, basically, as they say. So so people in Africa are living debt free. They don't have debt like we do here.
I love it. I love to hear that. And in spite of all the stuff that's going on with China, which is another conversation, we hear that they go in and trying to take over. And why does everybody want to go to Africa? Why is that? Why are they trying to go? I think it has something to do with the rich resources that are there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Africa has everything. Africa, as a matter of fact, Africa is the only place in the world that has everything. No other place in the world has everything except Africa.
Let's say, let me just
go on Google and see that.
Did you guys hear that? No other place on the planet, not even the big bad U.S., because, you know, on the news you hear that we're the mightiest nation of all time, and, you know, we're the greatest. When it comes to resources and everything that you need, it's in Africa. That's why people have come in and colonized and trying to recolonize and all that.
Yeah, America's in there too.
Say that again?
Yeah. America's in Africa too. They try to act like they're not, but of course, America, especially France, Europe,
of course,
Russia.
Yeah.
China, I mean, they're all in Africa because Africa, like I said, is the only place in the world that has everything.
Absolutely.
You know, people say there's nothing in Africa, while at the same time they're holding a cell phone, which the materials to make that cell phone came from Africa.
Yes.
Like, well, you said nothing in Africa, but you're holding Africa in your hand while you're saying it. You know?
Absolutely. In fact,
you couldn't have a cell phone if it wasn't no Africa.
Yeah, and let me just throw this out there. This is a very important piece of information that really blew my mind. Because, you know, sometimes you hear trolls, and we may have some trolls that jump on there and get mad and say, well, you know, black people didn't invent anything, nothing came out of Africa. Well, a black man who was an African man invented the internet. And another black man with the major technology from a cell phone helped invent those two. So can you imagine, pick up your phone, black man had something to do with that, and the internet came from an African man. Okay, so you know,
and the products to make that cell phone came from Africa too.
Oh my, that's crazy.
So the materials came from Africa. Yes.
Do you know something else that I find interesting? And this has come from several people who are intelligent now, because this show is for intelligent people. I'm not telling anybody they can't watch it. Whether you're white or black, you have to open up your mind. You can't be closed-minded to be on this show. It's going to offend you. You're going to get mad. You may call us racist or whatever, but we don't really care because we know who we are. Okay. But several people have said that, and it's been proven they're saying in the next 150 years, I'm talking top fashion designers. And one guy, you might have heard this guy, he passed away in a plane crash. Very popular preacher. His name was, he was from the Bahamas. I can't think of his name right now. Oh gosh.
I know who you're talking about though. I don't remember his name either, but I know the guy you're talking about.
Miles Monroe.
Yeah, because he has a lot of videos online.
Yeah, he does. He said this right before he passed. He said the Most High showed him, and he said he's been to Africa. He said West Africa and certain parts of Africa is the future when it comes to economics and everything. He said the Western world is slowly falling, but Africa is in position. The trajectory of the next 200 years is going to be the place to be, and that's where everything's going to be surrounding. Oswald Boateng. I'm sorry, you going to say something?
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to say I was just watching a video this morning that was saying that Ethiopia had the world's fastest growing economy before this coronavirus hit. So now things have slowed down a little bit, but their economy was the world's fastest. Yes.
And you don't hear that in the news. And I'm going to talk, that was really, really good. At the end, I'm going to talk about the fastest growing country statistically. I'm going to show you something here, and it's going to blow your mind, and it's in Africa. But the second person, this guy's a very, very successful, he's a fashion designer. His name is Oswald Boateng. He's one of the first black men that actually had his own shop in a specific part of England, okay? Very, very successful. Look up that name, Oswald Boateng, okay? He said the fashion capital, it's heading, he said the next 100, 200 years is going to be dominated by Africa. This is what he said, okay? And I'm like, man, he's a very intelligent guy. He's been all over. And so what that tells me is there's a lot in Africa that we're just touching the surface. But I like what you said about the whole thing with debt. Now, I got to ask this question. With that property for $50,000 when they buy it, what about the water? Do they have to dig their own well, or does that come with it?
Well, you have to pay for it, of course, but that comes with it. Yeah, okay. They have what they call a borehole, where they drill into the ground, so your water's free. Okay. Once they hook it up to your house, you get free water, so that's also included, basically.
Okay. Because I'm saying that because my grandfather, here in the U.S., and I always tell this story. He had tons of kids, 17 kids, and he had a second grade education. But he built this machine where it would go down over 100 feet in the ground and find running water. He would pull that water out of the ground, hook a pump up to it, and he got free water. He did it with his house and several other houses. So you never pay.
The houses come with water. Okay. And so yes, the water is free. The only thing you have to really worry about is your electricity, and internet. Okay. So those would be like your main expenses.
That's fantastic. No property tax?
No.
Wow, man. I can't get that out of my head. Wow. So again, guys, for a $50,000 investment, and of course, you could probably pay more if you want a bigger house and all that.
Yes, of course. You can get a mansion if you want to.
You'll get a mansion. Okay. Now, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. We do have properties here. We have properties that you could say it's just like a mansion for like $500,000. That same property in Los Angeles, or let's say New York, not New York, let's say Fort Lauderdale would be $15 million. So for $500,000 here, you can get a pretty big house. But what are we talking to get to see 6 or 7 bedroom house, something like that in Africa? What are we talking?
Well, that's kind of a hard question because, of course, that depends on the country, the local. You know, with real estate, everything is location.
It is exactly. Just so like here.
It depends on the city, the country.
Okay.
The area, like if you're close to the water or if you're up in the mountains, if you're in the country.
Okay.
So if I was just to round off a number, I'm just rounding something off. Like I said, I would say maybe $200,000.
$200,000. Okay. And that makes perfect sense because, like I said, in Atlanta, you know, this because of the area where it is, it's the outskirts of it. It's a lot of people here, but because of the area where it is, it's not close to water and things like that. So it's a lot cheaper, but you live better. But again, it's not like what we talk about in Africa. So you're talking half of what it would cost to have a mansion there, which is great. So on to the next one here. I want to talk about the bed and breakfast. Some of you investors out there, you want passive income. You want to put your money into something, and investors who've been doing this, you guys know what I'm talking about. You want to put your money into something and just, you know what, let it marinate, let money make money. Let that money become your servant, you know. And the bed and breakfast passive income investment, I thought was very powerful. It was interesting when I heard about it. I'll let him tell you about it. And it starts at $15,000 investment. So how does that work?
Well, actually, it starts at $9,000.
Oh, $9,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's if you're gonna. Well, let me go back. If you're gonna join in with somebody else, it's $9,000. Like say, for instance, because I know everybody don't have like 20,000 or 30,000 they can just throw down. So what we also do is we bring people together. We'll bring like say, for instance, 3 or 4 people together.
Okay.
And they'll put down like $8,000 or $9,000, and you can purchase it together like that. But you also have to split the income, 3 or 4 ways. But still, you got the property.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right.
Would you going to say something?
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is with those, when you buy them, they're already existing and there's already people in them. Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
So it's like, so basically you're buying it to a system that already makes money and you're not worrying about how to actually build it up and go find the workers and all that. It's just residual income. No. Right.
I mean, we can do that for you as well. Like if say, for instance, if you want to buy a property and you want to be the sole owner, and let's say, for example, hey, I want to buy a bed and breakfast in Rwanda, because Rwanda is really going up. Okay. So we can help you to buy the property as well as help you set it up as far as getting the workers and putting everything in place for you. So we do that as well. We help people to get their business started, off the ground. Okay. So you don't have to buy something already put together. We can start from scratch and also do it as well. Oh, that's fantastic. Another big question. Sure.
Some of the concerns were, okay, Jimmy, when I get this property, is there any way I can go to Africa to be there, to be a part of the closing? Can I see what's going on? Or, how would that work? Yes.
Just like here in the States, when, like say for instance, the date comes for, I'm just gonna give you an example. Let's say your closing date was the 25th of May. Then you would just come to Africa and you would sit down with the lawyers, just fill out the paperwork. Okay. Sign the contracts just like you would here. So everything is exactly the same. Okay. So you guys hear that? It's very professionally done. There's no, because I'm pretty sure you've been hearing about the Nigerian scam and all these, you know what I mean? And I think that's overrated because it's just, I think they blow it out of proportion. But you could smell a real scam far away. You could smell it. But this is, guys, he's saying that whenever the property is ready, the closing, you make arrangements to be there to sign the paperwork. Okay, there's attorneys there. You sign with the attorneys, exactly.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And you get all your paperwork there, and you can actually. Let me ask you this also: if a person's not a citizen, how would that affect? Do they need to become a citizen or get a visa to be able to come back and stay? How would that work?
Well, you don't have to be a citizen to own land in another country. I mean, of course, that would be nice, but you don't. Yeah. Most of the people that I work with right now, they're not citizens. They're just
investors.
Yeah, because you can always come back and forth. They give you a visa, so you can come back and forth. So that's not a problem.
Okay, that's a very big one because again, I got a lot of guys and men and women that they want property in different places, but they don't want to live there. They want to stay here in the States. They just want to make money. Okay.
Yeah, you can just, like I say, for example, what we was talking about earlier about the bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
You know, you can buy the bed and breakfast there because we manage the properties for you.
Okay.
So you can purchase the bed and breakfast, and we'll do the management for you and just send you your money every month.
Oh wow!
Or if you want, you can come there, like I said, and just do it yourself. Either way, we can do it for you, or you can do it yourself.
Ty, you know what? When I first heard you talk about this, I was like, "Sign me up! Sign me up! I'm ready to go, man." It's just, I mean, because it's unheard of. It really is in this country. Something like that to be a part of, to be a small shareholder in an investment like that. You're talking. Sometimes they want $1 and $2 million on those kind of. I'm serious, man. Anything less than that, they don't even want to talk to you. Okay, so this is virtually unheard of. Yeah. So beachfront properties, vacant properties, vacant land, and you guys see the prices. And these are the prices that we're working on right now. We don't have the website up yet, but probably within the next 2 days, I'm going to have a link you guys can click on. And then you'll be able to go on there and say, hey, Jimmy, I'm interested in that particular program. But with the vacant land and beachfront property, when they buy that land, some of it's just like it is here. Some of it's going to have trees on it and all that. They got to do their own gutting the land and all that stuff. Is that right?
Well, like I said, it depends on where you're at, because most of the land in Africa is even though I know when you look at pictures of Africa, they always show you like some place that look like the moon with no trees and stuff.
yeah.
But actually, in reality, most at least places where I've been in Africa, most of the land is real lush and tropical. So it's going to be, I'm quite sure it's going to be land on it.
Yeah.
And also, I'm quite sure there's going to be vegetation on it. Because, I mean, they just have palm trees and all different type of plants, and it's going to be something on the land. More than likely, you're going to have to clear the land.
Yeah. See, that's the power of programming. Like, you see something on television, they automatically assume. And so, guys, we have a man who goes there, who has property there, who lives there. He's telling you when you buy over there, it's going to have some vegetation on it. And that's another good point. A lot of us, we even though we have Whole Foods here, which by the way is extremely expensive. A lot of people can't afford to go to Whole Foods to get natural, what they're saying, produce. But in Africa, you can grow this, you can grow your own veggies. You can do it here in the States, but I'm just saying that's colors. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and the colors don't even look the same. The colors over there are so much brighter and prettier.
Really?
Because I saw, when I was there, I saw people farming, and I was looking at the vegetables, and I'm like, look how even the vegetables are different over there. Because they don't use all these what they call it, GMOs and all that stuff. So everything is fresh and everything is real, and the colors are just beautiful.
Oh my gosh! And you know what it is? I believe it's the soil. You're right. You're not using the GMOs and the natural sunlight, and the climate's a little bit different. I like that. So I don't have to worry about eating, an orange that's been shot up with something.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's not even an orange anymore.
Right. And what's scary is, even though Whole Foods and those places are out there, I'm not saying anything bad about them, but I'm just saying you really don't know because you weren't there when they grew it. Well, my grandfather used to grow a lot of his own crops. And so, he didn't have to go nowhere to buy watermelon and corn and sugar cane and bees. He had so much land. He harvested that land. He got us together. He made us go out there and harvest it a lot of times. Had his own tobacco barn, and I knew it was fresh. I knew it wasn't going to hurt me. But I'm afraid. A lot of people are afraid to go buy stuff from the store, even if they say it's it's supposed to be organic. So that's another good benefit about Africa. That's awesome.
You still have to worry about the pesticides here too.
Oh, okay. Oh, in this country.
You still have to worry about the pesticides. Yeah, in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they put like a ton of pesticides, so even if the food is good, you still have the poisonous pesticides to worry about.
Yeah, and they try to conserve it. They'll spray something. It's just interesting. So it's a totally different way of life, guys. And listen, it really is. I mean, because when you and I talk, we didn't get into any of this. That's why I'm glad I had you on the show. Man, this is the side. I thought you were an introvert. You're an extrovert, man. You're like spilling the beans there. I mean, I'm gonna have people calling me saying, Jimmy, is half of what he said is true? Yes, it is.
100%.
All of it, 100% is true. Exactly. Okay, now let's because I know you got to go. I want to keep another 10 or 15 minutes, and I want to talk about a couple more things. Okay. The beginner's passive investment, passive income system. What does that mean? They can just start investing some of their money, and where's that money going to go to? And they can start making passive income. And how long is that going to take for them if they start at, let's say, $500?
Okay, well, that would go, if you wanted to invest $500,
yeah,
I will put that into the vacant land program we have.
Gotcha.
And because basically what that is I group together, like, say, for example, 10 investors.
Okay.
And I try to buy as much land as I can.
Okay.
You know, because like I said, we flip land. We'll buy and we'll hold it, say, for example, 6
Okay.
months.
Okay.
Flip it, and we'll either get a bigger property or just take the money and then split the money between the investors.
Gotcha.
But normally what we do is we try to just keep buying bigger and bigger properties like that, so they can get a bigger return.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's what we do for, you know, for the $500 range. You know, we got different programs at different price range, but for the $500 range, that's what we would do.
Man, that's pretty cool. And you're just saying basically, because I'm in the States, and I say, hey, you know, listen, here's $5,000. Take that money and make it grow. And you guys do all the stuff behind the scenes. You're going to update me and let me know as the investor, as my money is growing, as my investments grow. Is that right?
Yeah, we send out a statement every 3 months, quarterly.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Every 3 months, every 3 months you would know how your money is growing. And also, too, we have a refund policy.
Okay.
So, like, say, for instance, we give a 90-day refund policy. So if you get into the program, you say, well, this is not really for me. Well, we just give you your money back.
I like that. I like that. Students, clients, followers, did y'all hear that? Critical thinkers, you get your money back. Okay. And
don't try it with Merrill Lynch.
Don't. Tell me about it. Oh my gosh. And they've been around for many, many years, and their policies are different. You know, they just don't care. 90 days is that's plenty of time to think about it. You know, you know, that's fantastic, man. You didn't tell, and again, all this stuff you didn't tell me over the phone, so I'm glad my students.
But we talked briefly on the phone. So
I know, I know, right? I know. Last but not least, because I want to talk about one other topic after this, and we'll be done. But charter school investments, because I have a couple that's in Dallas, Texas. Powerful couple. They've been in education for over 30 years. And, you know, they said, Jimmy, listen, you know, you and your wife are big on wanting to give back to the community. And this is no shade to any other community, but the African-American community has had the poorest schooling system on the planet in this country, I think. Okay. So she was telling me, she said being a black teacher in that system, she said that, you know, a lot of the white teachers were telling them that they know how to teach black students better than they can. And I said to her, oh, that's interesting, because, and I told my student, one of my students says, I said, I'll never know what it's like to be white, and you'll never know what it's like to be black. But I'm of the mindset and the mentality of, you know, who better knows my community than people that look like me. So exactly. And she told me, she said, Jimmy, I've had a hard time with the school system, because how can they know more about young black inner city kids or where they're from more than somebody who was like them, who came up like them. And so again, that's where that institutional racism came in, and the white supremacy, or I call it white ideology, came in to come in and teach our students. And you know, and they're not, by the time they're 15 or 16, they don't know what they should know, because, you know, they don't have the patience with them. They don't really know them the same way. So she came to me and said, you know what? We need to start some type of charter school system here in the U.S. And she said, you know, it's not a hard system. And I was telling her, well, I met a guy in Africa. I think we should do this overseas as well. Well, we know Africa has a lot more, you know, people of color. You know, it's not like it's a majority, you know, like here it's majority, you know, white and other groups, right? But over there it's more black people. But still, I think the charter school investment program is powerful. Now, as an investor, you know, when they make that investment, do they have to worry about who's going to build the school and all that, and getting the students and all of that stuff? How would that work?
No.
Okay.
No, we take care of all the stuff, like you say, all the background stuff. We take care of all of that. Okay. So the only thing they have to worry about is just, you know, getting their monthly income from the purchase. I mean, of course, you know, you gotta let them know what's going on along the way. Right. But their main thing is just to sit back and collect their check. Just like, for instance, like I said earlier, if you invest with, I don't know, Fundrise or Merrill Lynch or something. I've heard of Fund.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to sit beside you and go over every little single thing with you.
Oh no,
they're just going to give you. Yeah, they're just going to give you your money every month.
Or not give it to you, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry, you lost everything.
Exactly.
Wiped out. But seriously, no, we don't tell you every little single step. Of course, if you have questions, we'll answer all of your questions.
Okay.
We'll show you pictures. Like I said, if you want to, you can come over and sign the contracts. But we handle most of the work for you, and you just collect the check every month.
That's fantastic. So investors, no matter who you are, what country you're from, you just heard the man. You invest, you get a return on your investment, which is good for me. I have a personal question because me and my wife, again, we set a vision out. We want to help millions of people, especially millions of children, okay? Particularly in this case, within the context, Black children learn certain things while they're in school. So let's say, and one of the main things that I'm big on is teaching young people entrepreneurship, how to take their, how to develop a craft or something by the time they're maybe 12 or 13 years old, and develop the entrepreneur mindset to say, you know what, I don't want to go up and just grow up and get a job. I want to be able to create jobs and have, I have the entrepreneur spirit. I can go out and be self-employed. I always say, guys, if you have an LLC, your business is not doing well, you're self-employed, but you're still employed. And it's a good mindset, even though you may be struggling. So my wife and I, in our heart, we really want to add that to the curriculum. If we ever start investing into something like this, and we're going to do it really soon. But number one, we want to make sure that they get good education on their history the right way, proper history. Secondly, entrepreneurship. We want to ingrain that in them by the time they're 12 or 13. If I were to invest in something like this, would I have any say-so in that, or is that something that we would have to develop ourselves? And if we can't do that, that's fine. But I want to know if there's any way that we can inject that in there, and if we needed to pay for it or whatever, could we do that?
Yes, you could. What we do is we work with our clients. We don't just say, well, it's this way, and this way. So of course we want your input. We want to know, exactly what it is you want, what you want to do. Another thing I want to add, we don't just do real estate. Like say, for example, if somebody has an idea to start a farm or something like that, we can help you with that. Or if you have a tech business you want to start in Africa, any type of business you're interested in starting in Africa, we can get you to the right people that you need to contact, to talk to.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So don't just think we just do real estate. We can also help you. Let's say you want a computer company. We can help you with that.
Okay. So what would be the first step? So somebody comes to me and say, Jimmy, listen, I heard what the young man said. I heard what the guy said. Where do I start? Would you need an executive summary, business plan, and all of that? What do you need from them to at least take a look at what they're talking about? What would you need from them?
The main thing is just for them to either write or tell me what it is they're trying to do in Africa. Like I said, the sky's the limit in Africa. There's all types of businesses you can start. Okay. It's all kinds of things. I just do real estate because, that's what I've been doing for like the last 15 years.
Wow.
So, but you can do, like say, any type of business you want to, you can do it in Africa. Like I said, they have the exact same things over there that we have over here, but we just never see those things.
We just never see them, exactly. And that's why I keep telling people, open your mind. And I always tell people to work your mind or you're going to work your behind. If you don't open your mind, you're still going to work your behind because you're going to be limited in your thinking. Limited thinking is going to give you limited ideas. Limited ideas is going to limit your vision. You'll be stuck. You'll be stuck. You can't receive what he's saying, and it's going to be really, really hard for you. And anybody who's been following me for any length of time, know, as a visionary, I always teach you to expand your thinking, mastering yourself, mastering your mindset. Don't try to master anybody else or business deal. Master you, you know what I mean? By keeping, keep that negative stuff out of your mind. Don't sit there and watch television all day. I call it the hell-o-vision. Now, is there some good things on TV? Yes. I watch, but I'm just saying the negative stuff. Don't watch all the conspiracy theories, even though there are some out there. We're talking business. We're talking commerce. I am an apostle in the marketplace. Okay. I want to see as many of you prosper. If you're watching this, and you've been watching me for any length of time, you know how I think. We think abundance. We think of, multi-family buildings. We think of, owning beaches because you can buy a beach. There's ways to do that. Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, they own a beach, but they shouldn't be the only ones. But you're only limited to what's going on up here. And this man is saying, if you have any kind of idea, tech idea, any kind of startup, any kind of vision the Most High gave you, and you can put it on paper and you know what you want. I always talk to you guys about Habakkuk chapter 2. Write the vision, make it plain. Make the vision plain. It may tarry, but it will come. So in other words, there's work involved with vision. But don't come to us with something, with an idea in your head. You need to write it down, You know what I mean? I always tell you, I hope you guys were taking notes today, okay? And then you go ahead and you put it on a spreadsheet or whatever. We'll call a meeting and I'll have him come, you know, see what you have, and he has connections. But don't be afraid to do these things that we're talking about. All right. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about something very critical, and I'm going to. Yes. Sure. Go ahead. You're going to say something? I thought you said something.
No, my phone.
Okay.
Wait, can you give me a second?
Sure.
Somebody was trying to call me.
No problem. No problem. I'm trying to set up something anyway here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give me just a second.
Take your time. And while he's doing that, guys, I'm just going to go over something I didn't read before about the properties. Properties in gated communities. They're sitting, houses are sitting on between 40 by 80. That's 206 square meters. Master in-suite bedroom, spacious lounge and kitchen pantry, large windows or natural lighting. These are 3-2 new construction. Some of them, you know, so basically they're brand new. Okay. You know, and again, these properties are new. They're not used. All right. Fresh water supply. Okay. Solar water heating system.
Free fresh water.
say that again.
Oh, I said free fresh water.
Oh gosh. Did y'all hear that? and people in my group love to hear that word free, because I give away free vacations. Now, as of late, because of the economy, what happened, you know, I gave away like 5,000 vacations in 2019 through my real estate course, because I partner with a company, and, you know, we offer that incentive for people who work hard. But because of what happened, you know, some people, and even some airplane companies, you know, they're filing for bankruptcies. I mean, they just can't afford it. So I don't do the free vacations, but the free water, I'm pretty sure somebody's antennas went up. Okay, my water bill here in Georgia is not much, but I'm like, man. And when I was in the country, I never paid for water. I'm like, why am I paying for it now? You know what I mean? But exactly. Let me just go over this one quick thing. Okay, now. All right, so let's talk about this really, really quick. This is now I'm shifting gears now more into something that's been on my heart heavily, especially for the African-American community, and I'm closing. All right. Okay. So everything you heard so far is great information. Retain that information, use it. That's for any investors who want to invest in Africa, no matter where you come from. Okay. Again, to my white family, to my Hispanic family, to my Hebrew brothers and every other nation out there, any one of you who want to invest and come to Africa, it's open arms. It's open arms. But now I'm going to take a moment and talk about what I said before, what I call, and it's the project that I personally, the Most High put on my heart to do. It's called the Global Return of the Diaspora. Now, my responsibility in that is the African Americans, or the ones, you know, they call us African Americans. We are the tribe of Yehudim. Now, Yehudim is scattered all over. You have some in South America. South America. You have them in, Jamaica, Haiti. You have them, some of them are spread out in China. We were the only tribe that was scattered to the four corners of the world, of the earth. Okay. So there's a big migration coming back. And I did explain to you before that there was a nation in Africa that's, according to statistics, I'm going to show it to you in a moment. It's the fastest growing nation in the world. It's under the radar. It grew 66% since 2000 to right now. I'm going to show it to you. You're going to be like, wow. And that country is Nigeria. Okay. They had 100-something million people back in year 2000. They're over 200 million people now. And guys, they're saying in the next 20 years, it's going to be neck and neck with the U.S. The U.S. is the third most populated country in the world. So that shows you how fast it is. Why is all these people migrating back? Well, the migration of Israel, some of the other 11 tribes are in different parts of Africa, but that area right there, and there's an area in a certain part of Africa below there, it's called Biafra, where the tribes come together. Okay, but Nigeria, man, it's growing like it's. I didn't know that their biggest city, I think it's Lagos, Nigeria. I think over 20 million people.
Lagos.
Lagos, yeah. I heard it's over 20 million people. I didn't know that. You know, we look at New York City. It's only 8 million people. You know, but it's the biggest city in this country. We think but
like you said, because all the lies we've been told. Lagos is a huge city. You can fit New York inside of Lagos a few times, but nobody. You tell them that.
Right. So, but you and I, as black men and as men in general, we have a moral obligation to let our people know to wake up, and that's why I started this project. And it's a $2 trillion project. Now I'm going to explain it to you, and it's not like, oh, Jimmy's a money grabber. No. this program is for you. Now, if you look at the federal government, what they just did in the U.S., they just dished out $2 trillion, a little bit more, to pour into, to supposedly small businesses and some of the big businesses and the hospitals and all that, okay? But they would never pay reparations for the 400 years of what we just went through. They have the money, but they won't pay it, right? So what we've decided to do, what the Most High put on my heart, is to show you a way. If only 10% of the African-American population decided to take action and buy a property in Africa. Now, I did the numbers on it. You can go Google it. Google the African-American population right now. I honestly believe it's about 10 million or 20 million off. Because I don't believe we're still 13% of the population from 1950 till now.
I don't mean to cut you off, but they've been saying that since 1860.
Absolutely.
How can it be the exact same number for all those years? They've been saying since 1860.
Absolutely. But for time's sake, because I know what people do, they go and they because we may not look the right color, or for whatever reason they'll come and go Google something and say they lied. So let's go with what they said. So I Google it. Yeah. They say we're 42 million people in the population. I think it's more like 60 or 70, close to 100. Okay. And if you look at what's going on with the COVID-19, that's another whole story. If it's affecting black people more, it's either one or two things. They're not telling the truth about that, or we're a heavy amount of the population. Okay. Now, that being said, I'm going to show you the numbers in Africa. Africa has very low numbers with COVID-19 deaths. It will blow your mind. It's off the charts. But let's stick to this. Let's say 10% of the African-American population did exactly what we just told you to do. You say, well, I don't have $50,000 to buy a property. I have a game plan for you. I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, 10% of us. Okay, that would be. I said that wrong. Hold on, 2 trillion. Okay, let me back up. Okay, I said 10%. That's the second. That'd be 200 billion. Let's say everyone left. Which Bible prophecy does say that we are going to have a second Exodus. Okay, so that's why I'm starting with the 2 trillion. I got ahead of myself there. If that does happen, you're talking 40 million black people leaving out. Guys, they just lynched another black man the other day in broad daylight. This was an ex-attorney general, or not attorney general. He was a city official or an ex-cop who ran down a black man who was jogging in his own neighborhood, him and his son, took out their shotgun, shot him, killed him in broad daylight. This happened back in February. They're trying to decide if they should prosecute the guy. Okay, so at the 400 years, nothing has changed. So let's say the prophecy comes to pass, because we know the Most High doesn't lie. Okay, if all of us decided to leave, listen to this. That's $2 trillion. But if that's 40 million people, that means 40 million people will have to come up with $50,000 for the property. Now, I know that number is lower than that because all 40 million of us are not adults. So if you really look at it as like a family, let's say the average black family is 3 people, then you can divide that by 3. You're talking about maybe $500 billion would do it. Okay. Now, if only 10% of us left, you're looking at a $200 billion, that's what it would cost. And there's so much money in our community, it's insane. All right. If only 1% left, you're looking at 400,000 people. That's $20 billion. All right. I'm going to give you the roadmap of how to do this. Again, according to what he's saying, we got to pay cash. All right. So I'm going to use my philosophy, business philosophy, to impart that to you, okay, and take it in the spirit of wisdom to understand that there is a way to borrow the money if you don't have it. Okay, and I'm going to show you the method to do it. But my prayer, my heart is for the oppression to stop toward our people. And after 400 years, they haven't stopped. According to the Bible, they're not going to. He's going to have to deliver us. So does that mean that we wait for him to do something supernaturally? No, it doesn't mean that. In the meantime, get yourself economically right. Get yourself a passport. Listen to shows like this that talk about real issues that happen in our community. Okay? But here's how you do it. Okay, so if 100% left, that's $50,000 per property. That means you have a property in another country over there somewhere in Africa, right? They have the space for us, okay? But let's take a look. Let me just show you this really, really quick. And you can do this with my company. I have it set up where we can do it ourselves for you, you have to pay to get this stuff done. It's not cheap. When I say not cheap, It's affordable, but it's not free. I said that wrong. It's not free. So you guys know me as a funder. I do funding. I brought a big time, an awesome team that helps repair credit. I have a spiritual son who's from Africa, who's fantastic at repairing credit. One of the best I've ever seen. So there's a couple things you need to do. So I know how to get you funding and get you credit. If you get the credit, you can get the financing. All right, then we can buy the real estate. So step number one, you would need to get, bare minimum, get your credit, your FICO score up to 650, not the traditional FICO where you get the high score, low score, middle score. I'm talking about with the first one here, it's what we call a tri-merger. That means that all three scores would have to be 650 and above. If you can do that, I have a source that can get you anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000. Now that's not the $50,000 yet. This is the first step. Follow me here. I'm going somewhere. Number two, take the seed money and you buy 3 LLCs. Why do you buy 3 LLCs? Because there's something called business financing or business funding, which means that once you build your credit, you get that financing, you get that 20 to 40K, you turn around and you buy an LLC so you can build your business credit, which is separate from your personal credit. Okay, you build all 3 of those out. We have a company that does it for you. It's going to take anywhere from 6 to 8 months. It's not overnight. When you do that, you take all 3 LLCs and you can get each LLC anywhere from bare minimum 50 to 100,000, but on the low end, let's just say 50,000. So if you get 3 LLCs with the method that I just told you, fix your personal credit, take that seed money, buy yourself 3 LLCs, okay? Abide by the laws that are governed in your state. First of all, I'm gonna always say this to you. Get your passport first. Then pay $50,000 cash for a property. That's the first 2 steps. Passport, property. Take the rest. If you get, if you got 3 LLCs at $50,000, that's $150,000. So you bought your property, you bought your passport, you're close to $100,000 left. Well, you use that money to help pay some of your debt, and we can help you diversify to find other programs. You could take some of that money and say, hey, Jimmy, and Ty, listen, I got $50,000 that I borrowed. How can I turn this money into cash flow? These are the methods of the rich. That's what they do. They borrow the money, make money on the money. There's good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is when you buy you get a credit card for $2,000 or $3,000 and you go buy Michael Jordan shoes. You go buy these $1,500 rims for your car. That's bad debt. But if you take that $2,000, repair your credit, do these things I'm telling you, and get more income, more seed money, you can begin to own things. Not just for Africa, I'm just saying in general, okay? So, because remember, nothing happens by chance. It happens on purpose. So if everybody did what I just said, it could take anywhere from 18 months to 2 years. It can. But on the low end, it could take up to a year. But you got to start somewhere. So let's recap. 650 credit score. Some of you are already there. Some of you have a 700. If you have a 700 FICO score and you have 2 years tax returns showing you make $50,000 a month or more, we can get you $100,000 just like that. Okay, but this other tri-merger is for people who are not there yet. Take your seed money, buy the LLCs, make sure everything's legit by your state, turn around, hire us, because we can do all this, build your business credit. We show you how to get the correct trade lines that are going to report on that, because you can't just go out and get business credit on your own. You can do it on your own, but you got to know which companies are going to allow you to post certain trade lines on that business credit, or it doesn't show up. We do all of it in-house. All right. So I'm sure that you're thinking in your head, this is impossible. I have nothing. Well, some of you got stimulus checks, and do you know in the Black community in this country, the dollar stays in our hands in our community for about 6 hours, and then it goes somewhere else. It goes to Nike. Okay, it goes to Gucci. I'm not going to keep going on, but in the Chinese community, that dollar bounces 30 days in their community. The Jewish community, 20 days. In the white community, Caucasians, 17 days. Our community, not even a day. But I'm telling you something, we have to galvanize and be, because the Black Wall Street, if you go back and look at Tulsa, Oklahoma, they had all things in common. They did everything independent. The new Black Wall Street is not an actual physical place anymore right now. Africa is becoming that, but it's the internet. It's the access you have to things online. We have to galvanize and work together. Now, To all my white brothers and sisters, I hope this doesn't offend you. Listen, you are included too if you want to be a part of this. All I'm saying is don't go trolling and saying, Jimmy, you're a racist. No, no, no. If loving my people makes me a racist, then you have a serious problem, because that's not the definition of being a racist. I don't have the power to control another group of people economically. So technically, black people cannot be racist. They can't. Not in the US. Because we don't economically control it. We don't write the laws to bring injustice to another group of people. And that's the definition of what a racist is, or a racist society. I can have racial hatred. I can hate somebody because of their skin color, but that's not a racist. Okay. So if you hate me for saying, you know what, I'm showing you the vision for our people. It's personal credit, business credit. Get yourself $150,000, $200,000. Go buy yourself 1 or 2 properties. Now, realistically, like we said before, if all 100% left, if you break it down in families, you're looking at maybe, it's not going to be 40 million people buying homes. It's probably going to be a third of that, because we all have families. Okay. So that's all I wanted to say. Let me go back to the beginning. And guys, do what you got to do to go back and watch this over and over again. Get it in your spirit. Get an understanding of it. Ask the Ruach HaKodesh, which the Christians call the Holy Ghost. Okay. The breath of God, holy breath of God, to show you and reveal to you, give you wisdom and understanding on what you just read, what you just heard, and what you just saw. This is to inspire you. This is to motivate you. This is to push you. As a leader, I cannot stand by any longer, because I've done it for a while, and not speak against the oppression against our people. I cannot do that. I have to say something. I have a spiritual daughter and a student, a white student of mine. I love her. I've been knowing this girl for a long, long time. And me and her had a big, vicious argument, because something was said online where a post got out there, and I responded to the post. And, I said some things, she said some things, and I called her back. I said, I apologize. But one thing I don't apologize for, I'm unapologetically and proud to be a black man, and I'm proud to stand up for the rights of African-American people, not just us, all people, but particularly us. I said, you're not black, so you don't know what it's like to be me. I'm not white, so I don't know what it's like to be white. But when I hear people say that God doesn't see color, that's a big lie, and that they don't see color, another big lie. Number one, God made all of us different. He made 2,700 variations of skin tone. Okay? So if he didn't see color, then he would be colorblind, so we'd all be stale. So he loves color. And for a person to say they don't see color, that is the underlying problem with white supremacy. It's denial. I've heard pastors say God doesn't see color and they don't see color. Lie, lie. And there's nothing wrong with it. Color was, look at Africa. Look how beautiful this is. You're not going to see this on CNN. You're not going to see it on Fox News. Okay? We love you guys. That's basically all I have to say. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put all of his information there. You can contact him, and you can reach out to him and say, hey, I saw Jimmy's show. I want to talk to you about some property. I want to talk to you about investing. What can I do? I have some of you probably got your 401k. Some of you are ready. I have had one lady yesterday. She had a 770 FICO. She's trying to buy a church somewhere in Fort Lauderdale. So we're trying to get her some seed money for the down payment, and her retirement money. Her IRA, and I would never say her name, but her IRA, it's like over $500,000. Okay, so some of you got it right now. You need to activate it. The reason I'm saying that is because of the tension and the panic that's going on. The hatred is still out there. Okay, you don't put your trust in the government, the Democrats or the Republicans. The Democrats created the KKK. The Republicans just show you who they are up front. Both of them enslaved us. Both of them did. Okay, so I don't trust any of the government. I don't trust any of that. What I stick with is what I do is I trust that Bible that I read, because it's about us. It talks about our history, and I try to go and get true information, not conspiracy theory. I get facts. I told y'all I was going to show you all this, and I'm going to show it to you right now so you can see it for yourself about Nigeria. Okay, this is a video that I did a while back. All right, I can find it. Here it is. Take a look here. Top 10 countries with the highest population. All right. China's at the top, 1.4 billion. India's behind. The United States is number 3. Nigeria is number 7 with 206 million people. Here is where they outgrew everyone. Look over here. They grew 66% since 2000. Who's behind them? Indonesia's behind them. Now here's the projections for 2050. They're projected to be at 391 million people. The US is going to be at 398. They're virtually going to be about equal as far. What does that mean? There's a big migration coming back. This is real. This is facts. Okay, I didn't make this up. Go look this up yourself. You want to find out where I got it from? Go to internetworldstats.com/stats8.htm. That's where I got it from. Go look that up. One other thing I want to show you guys is this right here. This whole thing with the coronavirus. These are real numbers. Okay, go look this up. Okay. And this is what disturbed me when they kept saying, you know, that people of color in this country are the face of this whole pandemic. Well, that's just in this country. And I told you 1 or 2 reasons why. We're more of the population than they're saying, or something's happening to us that they're not telling. Okay. While we're dying in record numbers, because in other parts of Africa, the numbers are low. Look at this. We're closing. Okay. So all over the world right now. Okay. If you look up top here, and I'm going to speak a prophetic language to Hebrews, okay? If you see the top few countries here, they are the countries of Edom or Esau, okay? The 12 tribes of Israel or Jacob, that would be us, that'd be the scattered tribes, a lot of the tribes in Africa, all right? We're not at the top of the pandemic. It's the US, Spain, Italy. Look at these numbers. Look at this. Russia. Look at this. And I'm going to show you where you're going to start seeing black nations. Look at this, the Netherlands. I'm going down. Now, these are the total deaths right here, okay? Sweden, Ireland, Singapore, Israel, Australia, Japan. Now, look at the low numbers in Japan. Wow. Guys, look at that. But let's keep going here. Dominican Republic, Colombia, South Africa. Look at this. Now, just to put this in perspective, South Africa has 57 million people in it. Italy has 60 million people in it. Italy has over 25,000 deaths. South Africa has 161. Let's keep going here. Egypt, look at this. These are the raw numbers here, right here. Okay, I'm not going to stay on this, but I just want you to see it for yourself. Cameroon, 108 deaths. Okay, now, a certain woman, and you guys know who this is, Bill Gates' wife, Melinda Gates, said she saw dead bodies. She said she saw dead bodies all over Africa from COVID-19. I'm trying to figure out where. Ivory Coast, 18 deaths. Show me where. I want to see this. Sudan, 52 deaths. Okay, Sri Lanka. Look, guys. And I'm not trying to make it about a race thing, but it is a nation thing. The Bible says that in the end times, nation shall rise against nation. Let me make it simple for you. It's Israel, or the 12 tribes of Jacob, against Edom. If you want to know about Edom, if you're a spiritual person, go read Obadiah chapter 1. It talks about who they are and what they would do in the end times. How they would go ahead and kill and destroy, or go around the earth and take things by force. And they would be the leaders at the end. Well, they took a certain book out of the Bible. It's called the book of Esdras, and it says, at the end of the world is Esau, and the world that comes after that is Jacob. Well, what you're seeing now with the Western world and what's happening, it's falling. Look at Kenya, guys. Kenya has millions of people, but they only have 29 deaths. Okay? Tanzania, 16 deaths. Jamaica, 9 deaths. So there's a transfer of power that's going on. And so that's why I had to end it this way, to let you know this is spiritual. The Congo, that's going up a little further. What I'm saying is, look at Rwanda. Guys, 0 deaths. Rwanda. I want to know where she's getting this data from, that there's deaths over here. Okay? But what I'm saying to you, there's a fight going on right now. And we as Hebrews have to unite. Don't wait on the government to do nothing for you. Because when I saw that young man, 25 years old, had his whole life ahead of him, jogging in his own white neighborhood. It was a white neighborhood, but it was still his because he lived there. But white people thought that he was, they treated him worse than they treated a dog. They thought they had the right to stop him in the middle of the road and kill him. Zambia, let's go up a little bit more here. Let's look at this. Zambia, look at this. I can go on and on. You want to find out where I found this? Go to worldmeters.info /coronavirus countries. I'm gonna when I post this, my brother, I'm gonna send you all this so you have it. But I'm gonna put a link so you guys can see these statistics. It's shocking. But don't wait for a system to take care of you. Yahuwah, that's his real name, Yahuwah, is coming back to judge what happened. But in the meantime, you need to be proactive. Get your passport, repair your credit, buy your property. Okay. Now to the investor that wants to stay out of Africa and buy, you can do this. You can buy your property and do your thing. But I'm speaking a spiritual thing now to African American people or the Hebrew people. All right. That's all I have to say. It was a pleasure having you, my brother. Do you have any final statements to that? Because again, I went preach mode then, but I honestly felt I needed to. All right. But do you have any? Say it again.
No, I say I understand, but yeah, like I said, just don't, like you were saying, don't believe everything you see on TV because they're not going to show you nothing positive about Africa.
Right.
As a matter of fact, when I came back from Africa and I showed my friends the videos that I personally took, they didn't want to believe that they've been lied to for so much, for so long and so much.
Absolutely.
The pictures, they're like, well, where is that at? I said, oh, well, that was from my vacation in Africa. That's Africa? They don't believe because they've never seen nice pictures from Africa. They only seen the negative stuff. So definitely, check out the website, look at the different investments. Just take it from there.
That's fantastic, man. I appreciate you saying that because again, if for some reason, and again, it goes back to how the country was established. When we say something, we're angry people. Well, I think being oppressed for 400 years is a reason to be angry. Okay, but we have to control that anger. We can't go around killing and acting crazy. We have to be strategic and set ourselves up economically because of the lies. And believe it or not, my dear brother, there's a lot of people that are in some of my other groups. We work together, we talk, and we understand that we've been lied to. Our 400-year oppression is over. It happened last 2019. 1619 was the first year they brought us over here. The prophecy of us staying 400 years is up. That has to be lifted. So that means there's a spiritual awakening and a physical awakening because some of us have literally just sleeping our lives away. And to keep listening to the media, that's on you. I tell people, you can listen to what you want, but it's brainwashing. What I'm telling you here, you're not going to see it on the news. You're listening to a man who went there, lived there, bought property there, took real pictures there. This is serious, okay? And again, think for yourself. Be a critical thinker. Don't let people think for you. Don't let these Democrats tell you they're going to do all this. And no, Republicans, no. I'm not telling you to be against them. I'm saying open your mindset and be someone who can think for yourself, okay? Because, we got to do something. If they haven't repented and say, we're gonna stop, because repentance doesn't mean just say you're sorry. It's to say, you know what, let's stop killing these men. Let's shoot him in the leg. He may don't shoot him in the chest. They're deliberately killing our people. I mean, you know what I mean? And then we never get to see what you're seeing. These are real cities. They're thriving cities. All right. Let's make it happen. Again, to all of you out there who've been watching my show, this was in no way to discriminate and say we're trying to leave a certain group out. We're not like that. We're just telling the cold, unadulterated truth, which you're not going to hear on CNN or Fox. Okay. In fact, when that day does come, according to the Bible, when Israel is back in a land, and that little Israel that they show you in the Middle East, I think Israel is much bigger than that. But when we all come together, it says the stranger comes with us. That means the other nations, whether you're black or, because all black people are not Israel. Okay. All of them are not. Or whether you're white or whether you're Chinese or whatever, you guys are going to be with us. There's going to be a remnant that's going to come back with us, but you got to come back with the right spirit. You know what I mean? He's going to come back and he's going to avenge the blood of his people. Christianity, like to say, he's going to come back and avenge the Christians. No. Yes, people who believe in Yahushua HaMashiach, I believe they will be saved. But this judgment we're talking about is for all the lies and the slavery. And, over 100 million of us jumped off the boat on the way over here. We don't know how many people really died. That blood's still crying out. There's a law that's in the earth realm that never goes away. The Bible, it's in Genesis. The Bible says, as long as the earth remains, there shall be seed time and harvest time. Galatians chapter 6, Paul said it this way: God is not mocked, Yahuwah is not mocked. Whatsoever man sows, that's what he's going to reap. I just gave you a roadmap and a plan so we can help you get out of this situation if you want to get out of it. And for anyone else who are not a Hebrew, you want to invest, we don't discriminate. We just, okay, give us a call and we'll work it out. I'm going to put his entire bio and his information up there. And I want to see you guys do something different. Okay. Some of you already own property. Some of you, I know you personally, you have multifamily properties in Vegas and all these other places. Consider Africa. Okay. Some of you got $500,000 in the bank. Consider Africa. We'll make it worth your while. Okay. We have real attorneys, property appraiser. We got real, you're going to fly over there. You're going to see it happen. It's not just talk. And we want you to join forces with us. All right. And with that being said, my brother, I really do appreciate you being on the show. Very informative. You're an intelligent man. You're a brilliant man. Okay. And it takes guts and it takes tenacity and character. Okay. And fortitude to come out and say the things you said. You're not speaking against the country. You're just exposing it. The lies that we've been told. And most men won't do that. They'll sit back and say it's okay. And, because we've been taught, oh, let's just be okay. We're in the NFL, we're in the NBA, we're making millions, and they think that's it. No. Most of us are not in the NBA. 99%, they're not in the NBA. We're living this other life, like that other 25-year-old man who just died, like Trayvon Martin, and all the other names. I don't want to say them, Castile and all these. That's the real world here in this country. This could be a way out for a lot of us, for all of us, really. Let's make it happen. Again, to the other average investor, do what you got to do. All praises to the Most High for all of you. Ty, I always like to say this at the end of my show, okay? And I say it I always say, I'll see you at the top. Will you say that with me to my audience? We'll see you at the top. Okay. All right, my brother, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
You got it. Bye-bye.